Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Sovereign's non-meta tournament number 5, VIP qualifier number 2. So, in the last video I explained how these VIP qualifiers work, but just as a quick refresher, these are basically like 8-person single elimination pods where the winner gets a round 1 bye in the actual main event, which is Sovereign's non-meta tournament number 5. They're very similar to how the actual VIP qualifiers work in the TCG. So that's like the best explanation I have for it. So pretty much the winner of this match will get a round 1 bye. So up at the top we have Mr. Manthanon, who is on Rikka, and down at the bottom we have Maticus, who is on Burning Abyss. And before we start, I do want to mention that if you want to play in these tournaments, join the Discord link in the description below. I know a lot of you guys are new to the channel, so I would really appreciate it if you join the Discord. It's a lot of fun, it's a really good community, and we do these tournaments all the time, so it's pretty fun. So we'll get started. It looks like Maticus is going to be winning the die roll, or the rock, paper, scissors rather, and he's going to be opting to go first. So he has a handful of Burning Abyss cards and some trap cards, pretty good. He's going to start off with a normal summon of Farfa and use the effect of Alec to summon itself from hand. And then he's going to overlay for a copy of Dante. So then Dante is going to use its effect to mill his cost, and Gamma is going to hit the field here, and it's going to negate it. So the Dante is going to be destroyed here. Fortunately for him, the Dante floats, so like he's just gonna get a resource back. So I guess he he lost a resource here, but at the same time he's gonna get a Scarred Search at the end phase, and he has a Dynamis just to summon back on the opponent's turn when he activates one of these trap cards. So like he didn't really lose a whole lot of advantage, which is pretty nice. I think he's showing his opponent what Farfa is, just to make sure he knows what it does. End phase, Skarma is going to probably search for a tour guide. Yep, makes sense. And pass the turn. So the driver and Gamma are going to get banished in the end phase, and Mr. Manthanon's going to take over. So he's going to start off with a normal summon of probably Rikka Petal here, and that makes sense. Trap Check is going to be hitting the field, and it's going to banish a Dynamis just from deck, setting another one, and the effect of it's probably going to discard the Skarm out of hand, also chaining the Dynamis just in the graveyard. It's pretty nice, getting a lot of advantage here for free, basically. Called by the Grave is going to be hitting the Skarm out of the graveyard, so he won't get a search in the end phase. And looks like he's just going to pass his turn there. Drawing for turn, he draws into Torrential Tribute. That's really solid, actually. All of your BA monsters float, so Torrential is a fantastic card in this deck. Tour Guide is going to hit the field, special summoning Graph from the deck, and then he's going to not overlay, actually. That's really interesting. Making Cherubini. And the reason the Graph didn't die there is because the Tour Guide negates it. I don't know if a lot of you guys are unfamiliar with Burning Abyss, but that's basically how that works. Cherubini is going to be summoned here, and he's going to use the effect of Graph to summon Seer from deck. And then he is going to link, I assume, here? We'll see. Yep, he's going to link off Dynamistress and the Seer off into an IP. This Dynamistress does get banished, but I believe they fix that here in a second. So Seer is going to special back Dante. Yeah, so you fix the Dynamistress banish. And then looks like I'm not sure. Oh, Barbar is being sent here, probably with Cherubini. And then the Barbar's effect is going to be activated here, banishing 3. And inflicting 900 damage to the opponent. So, pretty rough, honestly. I mean, it does quite a bit of damage. I believe it gains like attack as well. It might target itself, and I'm not sure what Barbar's original attack is. 17, so it's probably sitting at 22 right now. That's pretty big. And then Farfire is going to be discarded here for Beatrice. And then in battle phase, he's going to swing for 800. Then he's going to swing for 20, or I'm not sure how that 38 got there. So that's 800, then 25, and 17. Okay, so I think that's the right amount. Okay, perfect. Yeah, because he lost I think he just combined all of them, because it's 38, but he lost the 17 also from the Barbar. So, back to his turn, he's going to start off with a Rikka Glamour, probably searching for Petal here. Yep, picking up Petal, and then he's going to normal summon Petal, and Beatrice is going to be activated here. And he's going to send a Farfa to graveyard, and then Farfa can just banish the Petal, and yeah, that's about it. Dante obviously adding back the Seer, but honestly it's irrelevant. He just wins the game. So moving into game number 2, it looks like Mr. Manthanon is going to opt to go first, which makes sense. I mean, his deck loves to go first, and obviously Burning Abyss loves to go first too. So Rikka Petal is going to be normal summoned here and using the effect to add Mudan from deck to hand. This is very similar to like Spiral Resort, I believe, but it's like in monster form, obviously. So it can just once per turn take a Rikka and then add it to hand or send it to grave. So kind of a combination between like Spiral Resort and like Oviraptor, I guess, is like the best explanation I have. Rikka Glamar is going to tribute it, and he's going to add a Hellbore and Snowdrop, and then he's going to special summon Primula since a monster was tributed. And then he's probably going to use the effect of Snowdrop here, tributing the copy of Primula to special summon itself and Erica from the hand. Then he's going to tribute it for a copy of Mudan, and then Mudan's effect is going to add a copy of Rikka Sheet from the deck to hand. He's going to use Snowdrop to make everything level 8 and overlay into a copy of Teardrop. So this is very similar to Trident, Zodiac Trident. So once per turn you can just tribute a monster on either field. So it doesn't destroy, but it targets and tributes. So it plays around a couple things, which is really nice. Generator Boss Stage is going to be activated in the draw phase since a card from the main deck is added to the hand since he drew. And it's going to special summon a Har from the deck and 3 tokens to the field. And yeah. Foolish Burial is going to be activated here, and he's going to send a copy of Graph to the graveyard. Graph is going to special from deck, special summoning Seer. Then he's going to go ahead and normal summon this copy of Farfa and link off into Ace Nightmare Cerberus. He's going to then use Cerberus's effect, and he orders his chain links here, so we'll see what they are in a second. I believe he says in chat. I believe it's like 1 Seer, 2 Farfa, 3 Cerberus, something like that. So we'll see. Yes, Chainlink 1 Seer targeting Graph to add back to hand. Chainlink 2 Farfa targeting Teardrop to banish, and Chainlink 3 Cerberus targeting Hard to destroy. So then Mr. Marathon obviously has a chance to respond here. So I believe he is going to. He just thinks about it for a second. I think he ultimately just decides to use Hellbore effect as Chainlink 4 since he controls a Rikka monster and a monster was targeted due to Cerberus. That's what he's responding to, and it's going to negate the effect. And so it doesn't destroy Cerberus, but it will negate the effect of Cerberus. And then I believe that he's going to use the Teardrop effect as well to tribute the Cerberus. So I guess that's like kind of good. So resolving the chain backwards, Teardrop is going to tribute the Cerberus. Hellbore is going to negate the Cerberus. Cerberus is going to obviously be negated, destroying the Har. And then Chainlink 2 Farfa is going to banish the Teardrop. And then Chainlink 1 Seer is going to add Graph, or Special Graph back. Sorry, I think I got them a little confused with each other, but it's going to add back. I think I got Seer confused with Dante. That's what I was confusing it with. Barbar is going to special summon itself from hand, and then he's going to overlay into a copy of Dante, and then he's going to get hit with a Rikka Sheet. So this is like Widow Anchor, which is really insane here, except for the monster can't activate its effects, so you can't even pay cost. So that's really nice. Dante is just going to be sitting on the field right here. Skarm is going to be sent to the graveyard to rank up Dante into Beatrice. And then he is going to, obviously this Har was in defense mode, so they switch it. Then Beatrice is going to swing over a token for 1,000 points of damage. And main phase 2, he can set this copy of Trap Trick, and the tokens destroy themselves due to Generator Boss Stage. In the end phase, Skarm is going to search for Farfa, and then Teardrop is going to come back to the field as well. Then it looks like Mr. Manthanon is going to draw for turn. He can't summon back Rikka Petal, which is really unfortunate because Har is a spellcaster. So with Petal, you have to have plants on the field to special summon it back, so it's really unfortunate. He draws Tranquility for turn, which is a pretty okay draw. I don't think it's like that great, actually. So he's going to switch both of these into attack mode. And he's going to use, in the end of main phase, Trap Trick is going to be used here to set Dynamiscus. Dynamiscus is going to be used to get rid of Generator Boss Stage. So, yeah. And then Farfa can probably be used here to banish the Teardrop, which is pretty nice as well. Har is going to be used to swing over the Beatrice for 500 damage. And then he can use all of their effects, which is, like, so good. Also, like, the Barbar can, like, banish to... being the Skarm and the Farfa. And then he should be able to like use his Dante, use the Graph, and I believe he can also use Farfa since it was oh wait, no, I think the Farfa, I don't remember what was under it, but Oh, actually, I think it was Garaf Barbar. Okay, and then Dante should be able to add something back to hand. So you add Seer back. So he has like a good Seer loop going, since Seer can obviously bring back Dante to the field, and Dante can add Seer back to hand, so he can just continuously loop those every turn. Obviously, Beatrice is going to summon Purple Dante from the extra deck, which is pretty hard to get over. Can't be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects. You can just like battle over it. Some decks have a really hard time dealing with this card. It's also like a Blaze Accelerator Reload is the best way for me to explain, so you can discard a Burning Abyss and draw a card. So it's going to trigger all your Burning Abyss effects as well, since Seer is going to special summon Dante back from the graveyard. Then in end phase, obviously Teardrop is going to return to the field. And then, let's see, so Maticus is going to be drawing for turn, drawing into a copy of Triple Tactics Talent. Unfortunately for him, I don't think Mr. Mathon is going to use a monster effect this turn. Probably not. So he's going to link both Skarm and Dante off into a copy of Phoenix. And Phoenix is going to be used discarding the Triple Tactics Talent to hit the back row. I think the back row needs to be chained here. Yeah, so he's going to chain it, and he's probably going to special back. I'd probably summon Petal and something else. Maybe like another copy of Teardrop, just because Teardrop has a huge defense. Or maybe even Snowdrop Teardrop, because they both have large defense power. So we'll see. Looks like he's going to go with Snowdrop Mudan. So I guess that's pretty fair. They have pretty large defense, and if he doesn't clear it, he can chain it both to level 6 or level 8. Then it looks like, I believe that was Dante adding back the Seer back to hand. And then he can use the effect of Purple Dante to discard the Seer, draw a card, and special back Dante back from the graveyard. Tour Guide's going to be normal summoned here, special summoning Farfa from the deck, and then he's going to link off into a copy of Borreload. Farfa should be able to banish something here as well. Dante can add back Seer, and Chaos Space, discarding, add BLS. I think this is game here. I think he can definitely put enough damage on board easily, just because, you know, obviously he can take one of these with Borreload, swing over one, attack for 3,000, 28, and then 1,000 for game. So yeah, that should be 6,800, which his opponent's at 64. So that's going to do it for today's video. I mean, I'm going to show the deck profile, but that's the match for today. It's a pretty interesting match. Honestly, a lot happened, and yeah. So this is the deck profile that Maticus played in the event, I guess, or in this VIP qualifier. I think the event is actually separate. So he did play Burning Abyss, so you'll have to see those feature matches when they come out. But yeah, this is his list. I mean, it's like fairly standard for a Trap BA list. I mean, there's maybe like a couple things that are like a little like different, but I think like for the most part, this is like a pretty standard list. Obviously 2 Chaos Space because it's semi-limited in this format, and 1 Graph, 1 Seer because it's limited in this format as well. I don't think there's any like weird changes. Oh yeah, 1 Dante because it's also limited. So those are the only Burning Abyss hits in this format that are separate from the TCG. So that's what I figured I'd explain. Chaos Space is actually really nice because like searching for BLs is really nice, and then just being able to like banish like either your Beatrice or your Dante is really good, because then you can just cycle it back with your Chaos Space and get a draw. So that's actually really good. I actually really like that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. I don't think there's much else to really say about this deck. It's a pretty good deck. He played it really well. And yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow for another VIP qualifier.